Before Michael Jordan, NBA players barely made money from sneakers. There were no billion-dollar brands, no signature lines, no global sneaker culture. Athletes played, brands stayed in the background. That all changed when MJ showed up and redefined not just the game, but the business of sports forever. His dominance on the court built a legacy so powerful that even today, Jordan Brand outsells every current and former player 3 times over. The story behind it, and the forgotten road of sneakers before Jordan, is one of the most overlooked chapters in sports history. The story of how it happened, and just how broken the sneaker game was before Jordan, is a piece of history most people have never heard. Let's get into it. Back then, shoe deals weren't easy to come by. Only a handful of athletes even had endorsement deals. And even then, there weren't anything special. What usually happened was simple. A shoe company would release a sneaker, then stack a few big-name athletes into the ads to push it. Take Converse for instance. When they dropped the Converse Weapons, it was a major release. And they brought out Julius Erving, Magic Johnson, and Larry Bird to promote it.
The weapon's the choice of Kevin McHale.
The same is true for Mark McGuire. When I wear weapons, I'm on fire.
Well, what can the weapons do for King? Well, I can do just about anything.
You already know what you did for me.
What?
I walked away with the MVP.
The Converse weapon, the #1 weapon in the NBA.
But here's the thing. None of them had their own signature shoe. They weren't building a brand around the player. They were building the player around the shoe. Most athletes got a flat fee, a few $1,000s, maybe some free shoes, and that was it. The marketing was about the product, not the person. Players were spokespeople, not brands. The biggest deals at the time? Well, Julius Erving reportedly had a Converse deal worth around $100,000. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was making about $25,000 to $30,000 a year in the 70s and 80s. Big money for the time, no doubt. But still, they were just endorsers, not brands, not icons, not owners. The game was obviously waiting for something or someone to change it.
Begins to really increase. Here is the man. They call him Mr. Jordan in Chicago. The standing ovation for Michael Jordan from North Carolina, the #3 pick in the NBA draft.
As we all know, MJ would come along to do just that. Michael Jordan's first deal wasn't just different, it was unprecedented. Nike offered him $500,000 a year, $2.5 million over 5 years, plus royalties. And remember, this was a rookie who hadn't even touched an NBA court yet. One of the big reasons Nike offered so much, because back then, Nike was still a young, hungry company. They had almost no presence in the basketball world, and they knew they needed a rising star to bet the house on. What makes the relationship between Nike and Jordan even crazier is that Jordan didn't even want to meet with Nike at first. It took his mother, Dolores Jordan, to convince him to sit down with the company. At the time, Nike had no track record and little market share in basketball sneakers. They were taking a massive gamble. But it wasn't just money that made this deal historic. It was one of the first true signature deals, a deal designed around the athlete. Jordan wasn't just endorsing the shoe, he was the shoe. His deal allowed for new Air Jordan styles that would drop every year. Jordan also had creative control over designs, colors, and marketing. He had input on the merchandise, shaping not just the sneakers, but the entire brand identity. And when the sneakers finally hit the market, the reaction was nothing short of explosive. Nike's internal goal to start off the deal was to make $3 million in the first 3 years. Well, they were able to make $126 million in year 1. An absolutely staggering success. MJ was making more from Nike every year than he was from the Bulls. His sneaker money dwarfed his NBA salary, and it wasn't even close. Of course, the deal didn't come without controversy. The NBA fined Jordan every time he wore the Air Jordan 1s, claiming they violated uniform rules. But Nike happily paid the fines and flipped it into a marketing play.
On September 15th, Nike created a revolutionary new basketball shoe. On October 18th, the NBA threw them out of the game. Fortunately, the NBA can't stop you from wearing them.
Culturally, the shoes were an explosion. Everyone who was someone had a pair of Jordans. The shoes weren't just sneakers, they became a status symbol. From commercials to movies to music videos, the Jordan brand became a movement. Owning a pair felt like owning a piece of MJ himself. Everyone wanted to be like Mike. And thanks to his sneakers, they finally could.
I dream I groove like Mike. If I could be like Mike. Oh, if I could be like Mike.
The deal didn't just change Jordan's life, it rewrote the rules of athlete marketing forever. Jordan's success didn't just reshape sneaker culture, it opened a new path for every athlete who followed.
Cannot do. Let me repeat myself. This you can buy. You cannot do this. Can.
He proved that an athlete could be more than a player. They could be the face of a global brand. And with the runaway success of Air Jordan, Nike saw an even bigger opportunity. In 1997, Nike officially launched Jordan Brand as a standalone subsidiary, a partnership that had grown so powerful it needed its own empire. Today, Jordan Brand generates over $5 billion a year, with a roster that includes stars like Zion Williamson, Jason Tatum, and Luka Doncic. But while these players have impressive deals, none have the kind of ownership and control Jordan negotiated. Because Jordan's success changed the rules forever. He had already built Nike into a cultural giant. And after the explosion of Air Jordans, Nike realized they no longer needed to give away royalties or creative control to athletes. That shift would define every major endorsement deal moving forward. The only companies that come remotely close to what Nike did with Jordan was Under Armour, when they gave Steph Curry a deal that included an endorsement fee and equity in the brand. Why? Well, because like Nike in the 80s, Under Armour was a young company looking for a superstar to build around, and they had to make it worth his while. But even Curry's deal, and every deal like it since, can be traced back to one source: Michael Jordan. Jordan's influence is why today's athletes understand branding and ownership. His success laid the blueprint, both on and off the court. His sneakers aren't just shoes, they're cultural symbols that have transcended generations. Jordan made winning look cool and feel personal. Owning a pair of Jordans felt like owning a piece of greatness. Even beyond sneakers, Jordan shaped the way athletes could elevate brands, making Gatorade and Hanes more culturally relevant. Today, players like LeBron James leverage their brands better than almost anyone. Thanks to social media and the digital age, building a brand is easier. But the blueprint, that started with Michael Jordan. The way athletes are branded, the deals that they sign, the money they make, it all traces back to the success of one man. Michael Jordan didn't just change the game, he changed the business. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment. Let me know what you guys think about this video down below. Until next time, I'm out.